Very good. Welcome back, everyone. So let us review what we learned so far. Recall. When still talking about statistics, am I right? We said that, hey, we do not have just a simple definition for statistics. Statistics is a branch of math. Is a branch of math which deals with some important steps. The very first step is to ask a question. The second one is, okay, now I ask the question, for example, what is the average housing in, Cupertino area or in any area that you're interested in? After asking the question, you're interested in collecting the data, am I right? So you need to know what is the population that you're taking random samples from. So question, collecting the data, and then after collecting the data, you want to know what's the graph like, what's the behavior of the data, is the data skewed or they are normal? So we try to visualize the data. After visualizing the data, we're interested in knowing what is the numerical characteristics for those data. So for example, you want to know what's the mean, what's the standard deviation, what is the center, what is the variability. So you're interested in analyzing the information that you have. And eventually, the most important step is to make inferences, inferential statistics. Making inferences. Well, when it comes to asking questions, we have different methods. Some methods are unbiased and they are very useful in collecting the information about the question which we're going to talk about in our group activity. And when it comes to the data itself, well, we can classify the information that we
Professor?
So, data. Remember that we say data can be like coming from counting, coming from measurements, depending on the question and depending on the population that you're targeting. You can work with different types of data. In general, we have 3 types of data. The very first one is quantitative data or numerical data. Data can be quantitative or numerical. Well, numerical data, quantitative data, like the GPA of students, like the number of students sitting in this class, like the number of books in my library. These are types of numerical data. Note that when you're dealing with numerical or quantitative data, you are allowed to do algebra and get meaningful information by finding, for example, the average of the data. So we can do algebra on the numerical data, and the average is meaningful. For example, it makes sense that I ask every one of you, what is your GPA? And then find the average GPA. Yes, I can say that, hey, the average GPA of this class is 3.9. Well, another type of data is called qualitative. It's related to the quality. Qualitative. Another name for qualitative data is categorical data. categorical. Like what? Like hair color, like eye color, blood type. So for this, you can say that a GPA. You can count the number of books or so on. When it comes to computer science, data science, they categorize the data in textual format. In statistics, the main focus is on quantitative and qualitative data. But if you're interested in data science, computer science, you're going to work with textual data as well. Now I have a question for you. Question. Well, I'm interested in knowing what is the zip code of students who are taking this class. Zip codes. Well, I ask every one of you and you give me the zip code of your area. My question is this numerical or is this categorical? So after collecting the data, as we know, zip codes are in numerical format, but they are not numerical type. Why is that? You can just simply say that by finding the average of zip codes, I get a zip code, but it's not a meaningful information. So it is categorical or qualitative. Since the average is not meaningful. Very well. So we talked about different types of data. Now we're going to talk about different types of studying in statistics. When it comes to statistics, you have two different types of study. In statistics, you have different types of study. When you are reading a paper, when you are reading a research, studying a research, or if you are interested in writing the statistical research yourself, you need to specify which type of studying you're focusing on. Is this just observational study or is this experimental study? The first one, observational, and the second one is experimental. So what is an example of observational study? For example, suppose you are interested in knowing what is the average wait time in parking lot in the college. Okay. What is the average length of time students wait in a parking lot? So what are you going to do as a statistician? How do you collect the data. Another question is, you want to know if ice cream can affect math midterm score. Yeah. Why not? These are questions, and they've been studied over these types of questions. How do you collect data here?